Not gonna lie, this Roman Empire does look pretty damn cool. Now it's clear that we control the strongest empire in the world, and that should be enough, right? No. The only way we can secure our control and our dominance, not to mention retake all the land of the original empire, is to take the Holy Roman Empire and the Byzantine Empire down, as well as any of the others in our way. So we keep going. Our emperor is clearly old, so embarking upon any big wars will be risky. Our succession is secured in Prince Janos, but we still need to be smart, and we will. That means we will do wars, but little wars. And we start with a war for Nantes. Why? Well, it's the last piece of British France remaining. The leader is still technically a princess of the Britannic Empire, and we need to take them down. It was easy. However, there was a problem. The problem specifically is that during that war, Prince Janos died. The throne will now pass to his daughter, the Duchess Ayane. We have our second female ruler, and our first empress, because Billy Bignuts technically never got there. Staying intelligent, we embark upon our second small war. Against Ultra Jourdain? I'm definitely saying that wrong. This is all part of taking the Mediterranean territory we need so much. It was a proper kingdom in its own right. I expected a challenge, but I didn't get one. We took the emir hostage and, yeah, done. That made me think of an objective I was never really going for, but I could. Mending the Great Schism, reuniting the Christian world. It's technically possible. Bigger priority right now, but it is technically possible. I checked the succession. Oh boy, with my son's death, the titles are being split again. Time to disinherit my daughters! It's also time for a tiny war. This one against Batia, something like that. It almost feels unfair. At least it did before it got absorbed into Adal, and now it's just annoying. Adal is spread out all across northern Africa, and what was meant to be a quick war became a slog. Also, during that time, Emperor Constantine died. 79 was a hell of an age for him to die in this time period, and he passes the throne to his granddaughter. Oh, I hope there's no civil war now. There is always a chance. There were almost immediately some independence movements, but honestly I expected worse. What I didn't expect was us having a daughter. By a man that's not our husband. Yup, Empress Ayane is a cheater. In the end, I couldn't win that war. I ended up agreeing to a white peace. It became a nuisance, and considering the Empress has just come to the throne, we have bigger fish to fry. I spent some time renaming my children, since I kinda let the whole naming people after subscribers and followers thing slip, and I wanted to get back into that. I also wanted to get back to war, specifically taking that tiny bastard piece of land I've been trying to get for so long. I had a second bastard during that war because of course I did. More importantly though, I won the war and that was a big deal. Now our eastern land and our Italian land are connected. It's very good news, but it's more of a symbolic victory than anything serious. Anyway, time to take down Adal, and we're going to start by weakening them. How? We murdered the Queen. As that plot is underway, we march into the Eastern Desert. The murder is successful. We took the Eastern Desert, and that's North Africa nearly done. Barely anything less for us to worry about. Anyway, time to go to war against a 10-year-old. I imagine the 10-year-old hates us considering we murdered his mother, but murdering his mother did make the kingdom weaker, which was our goal. Plus, come on, he has Alexandria, of course we were going to take it. I can very happily say that this time around the war was far easier and we took it, and that's basically all we need in North Africa. I like Zayla at some point, but we don't need it. Also, side note, the Byzantines seem to be falling apart. Bulgaria has now appeared, as have a separate kingdom of Antioch. That'll be helpful for later. For now, though, another war against Dalmatia. I think that's the name. It was a quick, easy one. Really, I'm not taking these because I want them so much, although I do, but that's not the main reason I'm doing it, but because the Byzantine Empire is still so much stronger and it could take them back. And, these guys are so little, it's very easy. Now, this has happened before that they split off and been reabsorbed. But if I take them, that can't happen. Speaking of the Byzantine, their empire has split apart further, with Antioch now being part of Armenia. We have a little claim though, so we head in and take it. It's not much, but it's something. I feel like we need something big for this episode. Something I can really brag about. Perhaps even something I can put in the title of the video. I give it a lot of thought about what it can be, although in truth I was just looking for a big win, not really thinking about the video title, and I settle upon madness. The specific kind of madness I'm talking about is a war against the Holy Roman Empire. Oh yes, we've done this before and it hasn't often gone well. One of our courtiers had a claim to the Kingdom of Burgundy, and if we take that, we'll cripple the HRE, likely for good. It's time. We're going in. We start down in, well, Burgundy, taking some of the land we desire. The HRE forces have gone north, taking our territories, which are in modern-day Belgium. We eventually march that way, in which they run away, and we take the places they took. Then we move east and take Aachen. Our husband dies just after the siege, but we don't leave. We keep fighting. Our allies arrive during this continuous fight, and what I didn't know until later is we were actually very lucky. As this was going on, Bohemia was fighting for its independence. So the HRE had literally two kingdoms being ripped away from itself at the same time. During that war, Bohemia became independent, taking a good chunk of land with it. After a few more fights in Italy, we're done. We take and control the Kingdom of Burgundy. And just look at that. It's safe to say the HRE is no longer a threat. The only problem with beating the HRE is, well, I got cocky. Oh, we beat the HRE, no problem. I guess we'll take Bohemia. No. Well, maybe. Okay, look, we were doing okay. The problem is that everything else happened at the same time. Our empire was nearly torn apart, but it was never fun, but I could deal with it. The problem was then is that Armenia wanted a war. They waited until we were weak enough that they couldn't lose. So as you can see, I noped the fuck out of that. I ended up allying with them to keep them away for now. I take full advantage of that alliance and go to war against Georgia. Some of their land we need, some of it we don't, but we have these claims, we may as well use them. Armenia is more than happy to help fight with us, making this even easier. Well, in truth it was more difficult than expected, and we did end up losing a battle, although we do eventually get it. And that seems like a great place to call it. Now, it may not look like a ton from here, but honestly we've made staggering progress. We've controlled nearly all of North Africa. The Byzantine Empire is falling apart, and we have ripped apart the Holy Roman Empire. We've taken some genuinely massive chunks of land, and honestly, there's not really many, if anyone, who can threaten us now. Next time, I guess we go for Bohemia and the chunk that have fallen away from the Byzantine Empire. We're getting really close to done, so I need to keep that going. And I'll see you then.